Hello, I'm Father Joe Gambala, and welcome to our series on Christmas for Year A. The reading I have chosen is from Midnight Mass, the first reading from the prophet Isaiah. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Upon those who dwell in the land of gloom, the light has shone. You have brought them abundant joy with great rejoicing. As they rejoice before you, as at the harvest, as men make merry in dividing the spoils, for the yoke that burdened them, the pole on their shoulder, the rod of the taskmaster, you have smashed. For every boot that trampled in battle, for every cloak rolled in the blood, will be burned as fuel for flames. For a child has been born to us, a son is given to us. Upon his shoulder dominion rests. They name him Wonder Counselor, God Hero, Father Forever, Prince of Peace. His dominion is vast and forever peaceful. A great light has shone. I remember when I was a kid, and there was a bad thunderstorm that came through and knocked out the power. And so there was no power in the house. It was very dark. So I remember my mother and father stumbling around. The first thing to do was to go to the drawer where the flashlight was. And they found the flashlight, and they realized that the batteries had gone dead. So then they were stumbling around trying to find batteries, but they weren't able to find any batteries. Then my dad ended up stepping accidentally on the dog, who howled, and no harm was done to the dog, but it startled my dad as well as the dog. So then my mother found some decorative candles that she had and decided to use them, light them, so at least we had some light in the house. She had a lot of decorative candles, so she ended up lighting them all over the house. So we had some in the front room, we had some in the dining room, we had some in the windows. And when we got a phone call, and the phone call was from our neighbor across the street, it was Mrs. Fick, and she says, "Do you got power across the street? It looks like your lights are on." My mother said, "No, it's just all the candles we have lit. It's keeping our house rather bright." And about a couple hours later, the power did come on. Because of all the little candles lit, we were able to have a light. Jesus coming into the world is the lighting of the first spiritual candle. He lights that light in that manger in Bethlehem. But it's a light that all of us agree to light in our own lives when we accept him. The bright light of Christ coming into the world isn't just an overpowering beam coming from the Lord, but it's all the little lights that everyone who believes in them allows to shine in their own little lives. With every kind word that a Christian says, with every kind deed that a Christian makes, that little light shines. There's an old song saying, "This is the light of mine, I'm going to let it shine." And while we might think that one particular act is small and not very significant, when you combine it with everyone else acting in the same way, you'll find that the light of Christ, as Isaiah says, will be burning very bright, and that people will see more clearly as these deeds and these words continue, Christ present in their lives.